It's weekly wisdom time. Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to or watching the Manifest on Purpose show. I am your host, Kimbaley. I am here to help you elevate your mind. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for watching the videos. I appreciate you for sharing these videos. I love your lovely comments. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for adding value to the show. Thank you so much for growing with me as I grow. Thank you also for supporting my guests that are here, letting them know that you appreciate them as well. Thank you so much for supporting me in any way that you are supporting me. You make the Manifest on Purpose show a great show to listen to and watch. It's all about community around here. And that's what I'm feeling from you. I feel a community. And for that, I am deeply appreciative. And 5 years ago, before I started this, when I first came up with the concept of the Manifest on Purpose show, that was my dream. My dream was to begin a community where these things can be discussed. And of course, I can't discuss as much of it or go into detail or get as deep into it as I would really like to. So I'm still in those planning stages of our community. So I do want to say, because January has been one of those months for me. January is one of my caution months, according to my numerology chart. And so most of the time in January, I lay low and just do some planning and going back over the past and looking at those things. And of course, it's a 9 universal year. So it's been a lot of that. And I'm sitting here thinking about this community coming together, and I would like your input. I would like to know if you would be interested in a manifestation mentor group. What are some of the things you would like to learn? What are some of the things that you would like to do in these group meetings? So let me know that so I can weigh my options, because there's so many things that I want to offer and I'm trying to narrow that down. But I feel like the best decision is to choose something that works for the entire audience or the entire group. So let me know. We're going to move right on to the show today. I don't have a daily forecast for today, but what I will say is please make sure that you download the Star 8 app. That's the planning calendar that is so important to have. Not only is the calendar up there, there's so many other things that you can do, like check for compatibility for your mates and even in business partners. You can check the location that you're living in to see if it aligns with your birthday. You can also check travel dates to see if it's a good time for you to travel. You can get all of that and more in the convenient A Star 8 app. That's ASTAR, the number 8. And you can go to astar8.com. And that app is by Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn. And you can also go to linktree/numbers and you. We're still in January and we have a whole year ahead of us, but you need to plan and prepare for the rest of the year. The same way I talked about doing my planning, and that's how I do my planning. I like to combine the information for my yearly forecast in numerology and also my yearly transits in astrology. And I put those things together to help me navigate the year. In order for you to prepare for your year, make sure that you pick up your Astro-Numerology chart as well. Make sure you pick up the compatibility report to get to know those people that you are close to. And also make sure you pick up your business report so that you can learn more about your business and how to run your business. And you can get all of those things and more on Kimbaley.com. And speaking of more, check out the Attracting Wealth Guided Visualization. You can check that out using the QR code. You can also go to Kimbaley.com. And in addition to that, I have recently added the self love guided visualization. You know, self love is a journey within itself. I have been through a whole lot. And one of the things that I had to place my primary focus on is self love. And sometimes it's not so easy, but these guided visualizations are designed to help you program self love into your subconscious mind so that you can start feeling that self love in your life and so you can attract wealth. You can check it out using the QR code. There's a brief sample there so that you can get a feel for what it sounds like. And you can also go to Kimbaley.com. So let's get going with this weekly wisdom. So, for those of you who don't know what the weekly wisdom is, the weekly wisdom is where we just find out what the energy is for the week. And I do that using oracle cards and the numerology on the cards and my very own intuition. And we find a focus for the week, something that you can work on to help you grow, something that will help your mindset a little bit more. So today, the oracle cards I will be using is the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed and the Trust Your Vibes by Sonia Choquette. And we're going to read an affirmation at the end if I don't forget. Sometimes I forget, but hopefully I won't forget today. I will first have a general reading for everyone, and I like to call this the universal reading. And after the universal reading, I will read for each birthday number from 1 to 9. Your birthday number is the number of the day you were born on. For example, if you're born on the 4th of the month, your birthday number is a 4. If you have more than one digit as your birthday number, add those two digits until you get a single digit. So if you're born on the 13th, you would add the 1 plus 3, and that 1 plus 3 equals 4. So that would make your birthday number a number 4. I will also share with the birthday number what the associated zodiac signs are for that number. So let's jump into it. The very first thing that I'm going to do is give a big shuffle because I've decided before that I'm not going to keep shuffling. I'm just going to do a big shuffle and pull each card off the top at the beginning. So now what I'm shuffling for is our universal reading. What do we all need to be focused on? And I forgot to say happy King's Day to everybody, to all kings and queens. Happy King's Day. Okay. Let's go with our first card. Soulmates. This is the number 41 card. This is the 4 and the 5. The energy that I'm feeling from this card is spread love. When you look at it, well, when I think about the number 5, we think about a communication number. We think about the planet Mercury, which represents the way we communicate, our intelligence, and how we communicate that intelligence and information. So, this is talking about communications. And this is the cornerstone card, which means that this is simply the very first card of the reading. And what happens is when it's the first card of the reading, the what is read in this first card will spread throughout the whole reading. And what should be spread throughout this reading from this energy is communicating love. And this is not no, I'm hearing that song. Oh my goodness, this happens sometimes when spirit is coming through. I'm hearing that song. This is no ordinary love. Mm. So a lot of times people will say that they love everybody. And that's one of the things I forgot to say to you today. The God in me loves the God in you. I guess I was so caught up in my appreciation that I forgot to say that. But this right here is a direct message from spirit that, hey, you forgot something. You forgot something. And so this is what this information is saying to you. You forgot something. A lot of times we'll say that we love someone. We'll say that it's love in our heart, but the whole time that love is conditional. And this is what I need you to do. I need you to step outside of your head for a minute. Because a lot of people, when they hear a message of love, they think it's referring to an intimate type of love. And that's not the case. Oh, this is so deep because we just got this talking about this self love meditation. What this is saying is you need to first cultivate self love. And then when you cultivate self love, you can spread that love for others. See, when people are loving based on relationships, they are not really loving that person. They're loving them according to if they meet their expectations. That's what makes it conditional. Right now is a time, and this is deep because this is also inauguration day. Jeannie, what you trying to do to me today, girl? But this is kind of deep because this is also inauguration time. You know, we see divide and separation. And what this is telling us is that no matter what happens, no matter who the person is, no matter what they have done, we don't have the right to not love. We come into this universe as love. Let me move on to this next card because I'm just feeling this energy. This card is the number 11 card. This is deep by the book because this right here is telling you you need to raise your level of consciousness. You need to raise your level of awareness. You heard the message that I just told you. The God in me loves the God in you. So that means that each one of us has a little part of us that connects with each other and connects with the creative spark of the universe. But what's happening is everybody want to live by the book. Everybody want to say, people want to show their emotions to other people based by the book, based on what they hear they're supposed to treat a person. Think about this right here. We're going to talk about 3 different relationships: parent relationship with their child, an intimate relationship, spousal partner, loving a spousal partner, and you and your neighbor, or you and your coworker, or you and your best friend. Let's say that you tell all of these people you love them. Love should not be determined by the label that's placed upon that relationship or the title that's based upon that relationship. It should be pure love. Like, it's no such thing as you love one person different than you love another. No. Love is love is love is love. We get caught up in how we were trained, what we was taught, and what we fail to realize is that some of these things we were taught were not always right. This is where you got to raise your consciousness. Okay? Poised. This is the number 12 card. And when I look at the number 12, we know that the number 12 is you have to be careful of people taking advantage of you. Poised means to be in a comfortable position. It's surety and it's grace. What's happening a lot of times is the reason why some people are so afraid to love is because they're in that stage where they don't know how to trust people. Maybe they have dealt with people in the past that took advantage of them, or maybe they feel like they're in a cycle right now where it seems as if a person is taking advantage of them. Of course, they're on the defense because they probably feel to themselves and they probably think to themselves, and I even been there myself, where nobody else will get me because I'm going to make sure that I protect myself from this. So what this information is telling you is that no matter what you've been through in the past, whatever you going through right now, you need to make sure that you continue to be self-assured. And the way that you continue to be self-assured is to reassure yourself. Be confident in yourself, because that person did something to you does not make you a weak person. It makes that person the weak person. So whatever it was that you went through, it's time to let it go. And it's time to move forward with confidence and faith in other people, because not everybody is the same. That's the information I'm hearing. And also the information that I'm hearing too is this message right here is made for somebody. Somebody was waiting in line for this message. The 45-9 card is here. It's time to cut it out. It says it's time to go. So when I hear it's time to go, it means that this is taking up too much real estate in your mind. It's time for you to let this part of your life go, because what's happened is there's so many people that you've turned away because you felt like you could not trust again. And at this point, you're just stuck. That's the energy I'm feeling. Like you're stuck. You can't grow because you're still holding on to the past. And if this is not resonating with you right now, what I'm hearing is this is something that you need to think about for the future. This right here is letting you know that no matter what you go through, no matter what you go through, don't carry it forward with you. Don't carry it forward with you. And now I'm going to read the advice card for the week. This card right here, this universal reading is pretty much telling you, it's time for some self-love. I don't even know how I don't even know how Genie or why Genie, well, it just came together perfectly. But I wasn't expecting this message, I promise. I promise. You've been listening to on the Weekly Wisdom. You never heard no love message on the Weekly Wisdom. What's going on, Jeannie? Jeannie say you've been holding back for too long. So let's see what our advice card is for the week. This is another number 11 card that says play. And we already talked about this 11 card. It got the same meaning as that other card does. It's time to raise your level of consciousness. It's time for you to play and enjoy life, no matter what everybody else is doing, no matter what everybody else is saying, no matter what they are trying to do. Don't let anybody steal your joy. That's the energy that I'm feeling for this card. It's time to stop being that person that gets stuck in the middle of things because they don't know how to move on from it. It's a message of really forgiveness, because sometimes that's what it takes. A lot of people don't like to forgive because they feel like forgiving it is just really letting the person get away with what they've done to them. But you got to understand this, karma to them is what they do to you. What you do in return to them is your karma. So whatever can be done, and just think about it. You know, we have nothing on the powerful energy of this universe. We may say a few words and talk a little junk and raise a little sand, but the universe is standing back looking at us like, oh, that's all you got? So why not sit back and save your energy and wait for the universe to handle the situation the best way it's supposed to be anyway, and keep your hands clean? Okay? Every time, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but I'm hearing some bickering going on, and I'm hearing that you don't always need the final word. Sometimes you just need to walk away. Sometimes you need to pull out your crossword puzzle. Sometimes you need to turn on your game system. Sometimes you need to just be focusing on your own joy. And when there's really any drama or really any problem, you have to ask yourself, what's wrong with them? Why are they willing to disturb their peace and their joy and their happiness? But just because that person is doing it to themselves doesn't mean that you should allow them to do it to you. Okay. We talked enough junk on that one, Jeannie. So let's talk about the birthday numbers. We're going to move to the number 1, and that is if you're born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month, or come under the signs of Leo and Aquarius, you are a number 1. And your card is the 19-1 card. And this card says be flexible. 19-1, it can represent a new beginning. It can also be taking the lead in something, being assertive, being passionate. But the one energy that I'm really feeling more than all is that it's time for you to do something new. And this something new for you is to be understanding. I'm hearing emotional intelligence. Understand that every time someone acts out towards you, it does not mean that it should be taken personal. That means it could be a cry for help. So instead of just going back at them or giving them what they really want, Be understanding, because you never know what a person is going through, what a person is having on their mind that makes them act the way that they act. And I will give you an example of this. I was put on a team of people when I was working in healthcare, and a part of that team was to go around to the rest of the people at the hospital and teach them how to use emotional intelligence at the job. And basically, it was talking about towards the patients, because I don't know if you know it or not, but sick people sometimes get mean. And I can understand that because they're irritable. And in this video they gave us to watch, it showed us these people. They were silent in the video, but like a little text bubble would come up and you would see, what they were going through. And like one man, he was going past and you could see he was clearly angry. But in the box, it was saying that his mother was just diagnosed with terminal cancer, and the prognosis of her life wasn't good at all. So what that did was show that sometimes anger comes from people when they are crying out for help. So it is important for you to be understanding. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what could this person be going through? And why was this person placed on your path? They could have just needed a smile. They could have just needed to say hello. So be flexible, meaning be understanding, number one. And because this is your card, number one, because it's 19-1, it means that this card is significant for you. And the 22 card comes up here that tells you to meditate. So the energy that I'm feeling is, you may be asking me at this point, so what am I supposed to do when they come off on me like that? This is where you're going to have to be strong enough to know that everything is not for you. And sometimes you have to walk away and get in solitude, and you have to meditate sometimes, whether it's through taking a brief walk. A lot of times we talk about meditation like it's sitting down just like this, but that's not what it's all about all the time. Solitude is just as important. So make sure you get to yourself and you begin to think things through, and you go back to affirming that self-love within yourself. Okay, let's go to the number 2, born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 29th, and the 20th of the month. All come under the signs of Aquarius and Leo. You are a number 2. 1. This is number 1, the Yang card. And passion. Oh, passion. I'm hearing reignite your fire, but reignite your fire with yourself. You got to be passionate. You're going to have to be strong. You're going to have to get in that mirror every day and tell yourself how wonderful you are. Don't be ashamed to be passionate of yourself. A lot of people have that because they feel like people think they're better than everybody else, or they feel like they are overconfident or something like that. But my question to you is, if you don't do it, who will? So you're going to have to deeply. What I'm hearing here is, it may be a situation where somebody may have hurt you in the past, or have done something that betrayed your trust, and you just couldn't believe it happened, or you just have trouble moving on from that, whether it is, strictly subconscious or mentally. This right here is letting you know that you have the power to move on, and that power is yourself, that passion. Because when I tell you about manifesting things and manifestation techniques, I let you know that your passion, your emotions, your love makes a big difference. Love is one of the most highest vibrations. Mm. And Stevie Wonder says, love cures hate. So no matter what you've been through, you go back to your deepest passion, you, self love, and what your, mm, this is deep, number 2. This is your advice card. The number 44. Listen to your heart. And what I'm hearing about this Capricorn energy is be stubborn, number 2. Be stubborn. I don't care who come in your life and say, what about you? Make sure that you are being passionate about yourself. This is something that should continue. It should be a running theme in your life, and not just for you, number 2, really for everybody. Now we're going to move on to the number 3. If you're born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month, or come on the Pisces or Sagittarius, you are a number 3. And this is the 26-8 card, and it says happy, happy. This right here is letting me know, number 3, that you're in alignment who you are. You happy with yourself right now. And that's the most important thing, because if you're happy with yourself, you're happy with all things that flow in your life. I'm hearing a river flowing. Keep in mind that this is the state you need to stay in. And when someone is happy, happy, happy all the time, it means that there's a constant flow of love in their life, and it's not temporal. It's something that is constant. So it's letting me know that the happiness you have within yourself, because this happy is repeated twice, it shows the expansion. It shows that maybe there was a time in your life when you were not able to be as happy as you are now, but it's like now you have enlightened, now you are aware that you are a wonderful being. You are an amazing being. Now you can truly be happy. And the advice card is the number 7 card. You didn't take things personal. It's not that. This is what I'm hearing that the number 3 is saying to everybody else. It's not that things did not happen that were bad experiences. It means that you just then take it personal, and you continue to live your life anyway. You continue to be happy no matter what came your way. So thank you for that lesson number 3. We're going to move on to the number 4. Born on the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, or the 31st of the month, and coming in the sign of Aquarius and Leo. You are a number 4. Round and round, number 4. And this is the number 7 card. It's saying that at this time, you've got that love stored up within you, because you've been taking your time and you've been going within. But what this is saying is you need to start doing what that cornerstone card said and spread love round and round to other people, because you do have a sense for that type of unconditional love that we all should be vibrating on. But you're going to have to step outside of your own way and share that love with everyone else, and share with them how it has made you happy and the things that it has done for you in your life. Because there are some people that are scared to love, and we talked about this earlier because of the mistrust thing. But sometimes you need to show that no matter what you go through, you can go within and you can cultivate that love within. But once you cultivate it there, you don't want to just feel good. You want everybody to feel good. So you're going to have to spread that love. And for the advice card, it's talk shop. The number 8, it's being consistent. Being consistent. And the energy that I'm feeling here is that a lot of times, even since that love has been discovered within you, number 4, sometimes it may be a little bit hard to say it because of some of those reasons that everybody else has. But it's saying that you need to get in the habit of saying it so that other people can understand that too. Because, and then this is the 25-7 card. So there is some distance here. You know, you like your private space, you might like to be at home, but at the same time, you need to be in places where you can share that love, or you need to have an outlet for that love, and you need to be passionate about it and strong enough to be stubborn about it and sharing this information with other people. Number 4. So now we're going to move on to the number 5, born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of the month, or coming out of the signs of Gemini. You are a number 5. This is a 13 card, 13-4 card, and it makes you an observer. A lot of times, like we talked about this earlier, when we talked about being able to understand that not everybody is coming up against you just because they don't like you. A lot of times, you don't know what they're going through. One of the things that you need to do, number 5, because this card lets me know that you're always on the move, number 5. Well, your number 5 lets me know that you're always on the move. You're from here to there and not really staying in places for too long. And sometimes you leave people or things behind because you're on to the next one. And it may not initially seem like what you thought would be fruitful in your life. But what this card is saying, you need to take time to observe the people that come into your life. And this is the 13-4 card. So it's letting me know that this is something different that you need to do. You need to step outside of the box. Yes, you can connect with these people. You can get to know these people. But this card is saying that you need to take it a step further. And you need to observe them to see how you can help. Or I always like to say the fact that everybody that you attract in your life is a mirror for something in your life. Maybe that's a thing that you could do. You know, what are you attracting in your life? Because it provides a mirror for you. It's a reflection to let you know more about yourself. So, in order to learn more about yourself and to use that emotional intelligence that we talked about, make sure that you're using your skills of observation. And we know that Virgo is good at doing that. So put that into effect, put that into play. And let's see what the advice card is. The 51-6 card. Accept the universal gifts, because I told you that that is a That is something that Virgos do. They observe. And so use that part of your gift. Don't forget to use that part of your gift, because in the transition and the changing, sometimes you forget to just take a moment to look deeper at what's going on. So now you need to make sure that you're activating this. And because this is the sixth card, this is letting me know that there's something for you to learn during your observations. Hmm. I'm hearing discernment also. So we're going to move on to the number 6. Born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th for the month will come under signs Libra and Taurus. And you got the 15-6 card. This is significant. And this is the message in a bottle. Now, number 6, we already know that you are the person that believes in love. And I'm hearing this about a justice thing. The energy that I'm feeling is that you feel like you know how everybody should love. And what you really do is sometimes you analyze these people to determine if they are really a loving person or not a loving person. But the thing about that is it's unfair, because some of the things that you feel like they should be doing, they may not be doing it. And so you determine that that person must not be a loving person. And sometimes that may equal up to this person may not deserve all my love. So I'm hearing, it's like sometimes the love is there, but sometimes it's kind of trapped in the bottle. Sometimes with this love, you feel like tit for tat, just like that. You give me a little bit, I give you a little bit, you give me a little bit, I give you a little bit. So you got it trapped up in this bottle, and it makes it hard for anybody to assess it. But the thing about that is you should be spreading this love freely, because you are beauty, you are love. And it's no such thing as this person deserves to be loved, this person doesn't. Everybody deserves to be loved unconditionally and 100%. And another thing that I'm feeling, like another situation that could be going on here, is that you feel like the person may not love you as much as they should. And just because the people don't show love the way that you expect them to show love, then it does not mean that they don't love on that same level. And it does not mean that they don't love you. So stop trying to hide your love because you don't want to be hurt. Stop trying to hide your love because you feel like you're protecting yourself. Spread your love freely. And then you will see that these people that you may have counted out may be the ones that show you the most love in the end anyway. And this right here, this card is saying you are the boss. And this is the number 3 card, because this is the number 12. And the energy that I'm feeling in this you are the boss card is the fact that it's all up to you. The amount of love that you receive is determined by the amount of love that you give. So, in essence, it's your choice how much love comes into your life. If you keep your love trapped in a bottle, then that's how the energy of love will be around you. It will be trapped. So this right here is saying that you have the ability to bring in as much love as you want to. You just have to release that love in order to receive it. Because when we talk about that number three, that three talks about expansion. So whatever you put out, the energy you put out is going to expand. But if that energy is stuck in that bottle, then it's not anything to, it isn't anything to expand. So now we're going to move on to the number 7, born on the 7th, the 16th, the 25th of the month, and come under the sign of Cancer. You are a number 7. Wow. You got the number 9 card. Your wishes are fulfilled, number 7. And if you, the reason it's so funny to me is because it's Treasure Island, and they have this treasure box on top of the shore. And what's coming up around this treasure box are little hearts and stuff. So I think that's cute. And so it's letting me know that wishes fulfilled. This is what this is talking about, meaning that you've already got this concept down pat. This is something that you've been working on. And if you notice, when these numbers go within, whenever someone goes within, just like this number 7 card is already a natural number to go in, these people in these readings are the readings that seem to have really grasp the concept. And this makes sense to me because this is the number 7, and the number 7 is also referred to the number of manifestation. So this is saying that you have found your treasure. And the advice card is the number 9 card, which doubles down on that, which is fulfilled. And the energy that I'm feeling here with this card, number 7, is you mastered the art of setting intentions and letting those intentions go. Because what a lot of people do is, and I talked about this with the number 6, they have expectations. Expectations create limitations. But number 7, this card is letting me know that the way that this manifestation came into play is that you had an intention and you were able to let go of the expectations of that intention. And when I say expectations, that means how you expect it to happen, when you expect to happen. Not that you gave up on it, it's that you gave up the control of trying to figure out how to bring it in your life. You were able to just release that intention. And a lot of people need to understand that when we make intentions, this is not something that you should be trying to control. Like, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? Yes, there's guidelines that you go by, but what happens a lot of times is a lot of people really stress over this part right here too much. And it really makes a difference in manifesting or bringing that thing into reality. If you just chill and let the universe or the creator, your higher self, work the way that it should work, or work in the order and flow in which it was already established, then it will come to you much quicker than if you put your hands in it. Okay, now we're going to move on to the number 8, born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of the month, or come under the sign of Capricorn. You are a number 8. Mm. And you got the 22 card, the 22 card, and this card says blessed. And with the number 22, that talks about elevation as well. So this means that it's a good time for you, in love, especially because this reading is also talking about communicating love. So it's saying that you are blessed, and what I'm feeling from this energy is maybe you need to spread that love to other people, because like I said, the number 22 is a higher calling, and you need to think about spreading this to the rest of humanity. I'm 22. That's our job. Our job is to spread that love. And this is what you're going to have to be doing. Number 8. It's all around you. And even if you don't feel it right now, it's about to be a very fortunate time for you. So make sure that when this happens, you're sharing these things with others. Note what I just said. When this happens, share these things with others. Or maybe I should say, as this happens, share these things with others, because others need to know that the type of love that you're cultivating or about to cultivate exists. And your advice card is Aura Cleanse. And this is the number 5. So the only thing that you need to worry about with this card right here, and I say the only thing like it's something little, this right here is saying that once you start spreading that message of love, there may be a few people that may not like it. And the reason why now, that 22, when you add that together, it equals up to a 4. And the number 4 can mean secret enemies. So some people can look at you and they could be jealous of your blessing. They could be jealous of the things that you're getting in your life and seeing you so happy and at peace in your life. And some people can do or say things to try to go against that. But this is keep yourself protected. This is where it's important for you to use the spirit of discernment to know the people that you have in your circle, and pay attention to what's being said and what's being done, and knowing when to walk away when you have to. But continue to spread this message of love no matter what. Okay, now we're going to go on to the number 9. Born on the 9, the 18th, born on the 9th, born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month. You are a number 9. Number 5 card comes up, and it's here or now. So this right here means for you, number 9, you're still focused in the past. You're still focused on what's going on. And not only that, you're focused about what's going to happen in the future. You're not focused on the great energy that you can attract. You're focused on what if this thing happens? What if I trust this person and that thing happens? That brings about anxiety, because when we think about something in the past and give all our focus to that, it can lead to depression. When we give too much of our focus on the future and what could happen in the future, then it leads to anxiety. The only place that ever exists is this moment here. That's what everybody has to remember. Yesterday is gone. As we used to say in the South, is dead and stinking. But tomorrow hasn't even happened yet. You're creating tomorrow right now. So when you're thinking about that negativity that you think can happen tomorrow, that hasn't even happened yet, you are creating your future. Just like that. That's why we stay focused in this moment. And number 9, that's the energy that you focus on. A lot of nines have a problem moving forward because they so quick to cut off, as they should be. But when you cut off, you have to cut it up by the root. That's what I learned about plants and being out in the garden. Whenever you're trying to get rid of a plant or something, if you just chop it down and leave the root, you didn't do anything. In order to really get rid of it, you got to get the root. So this right here is letting you know that just because you cut it off doesn't mean it won't grow. What it means is you have to get to the root and dig it up and stay in the here and now, number 9. And the way you need to do this is to laugh and be having fun with everybody. Just be that jokester sometimes. And I have a habit of doing that. And sometimes I don't like it because it could be like a very weird situation. And I just laugh through it. And people are like, you're laughing, but it's not to be offensive, but it's a way that I deal with things the way that but it's a way that I have learned to cope and deal with things and get through things. So perhaps that's something you can do too. Find a reason to laugh, find reasons to laugh. And when you feel yourself going in that moment of depression or that moment of anxiety, visualize those reasons to laugh. Okay, and that is our weekly wisdom for this week. And I'm just going to say the energy is all about spreading love. And I like the fact that everybody is getting in that love mode for February, I guess, if that's why everybody's getting into that love mode, or if it's the cold weather or what. But what I will say is this is a time for deeper healing. And the deeper healing starts with love. And more specifically, it starts with self love. One of the biggest distractions that we have is this earth suit, this physical body. We are so used to judging these physical bodies that we can't even get to the core of spirit, because everybody is spirit. And in the afterlife, if you can believe in that, or in the spirit realm, there's no way to distinguish us as anything other than spirit. So it's not about loving this physical man, it's about spiritually. Can you love? And we're going to get down to the affirmations. And I know that's not easy for everybody because programs are hard to break, you know. Perfect. Perfect. My world is a peaceful, loving, and joy-filled place. Let me read that again. My world is a peaceful, loving, and joy-filled place. This week, your focus is to be on loving everyone, starting with yourself. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.